Karnes County kindergarten parents, can you believe it is May? Wow, has this year passed quickly. Now, what we're going to do is we have one final packet that we're going to send home with your child for you to have some fun. And keep it. It is something you can do all summer long to help keep those skills refreshed and in the forefront. So when your child starts first grade, they're going to be ready to go. Let's take a look at this month's activities. First, for the math, you're going to get some directions and they're going to tell you exactly what to do. And the game you're going to play is Subtraction 0 to 10 activity with a number line. Now, your child needs to understand how to use a number line. It also is a way to give them a better opportunity to understand numbers and going forward and backwards and less than and more than. So let's take a look at this game. First, you're going to have some yellow cards and you're going to have some red cards. So you're going to cut those up, place them down. The first thing you're going to have your child do with this is their game mat. You're going to have them choose 2 cards. So I'm going to choose the top 2. I've got an 8 and a 6. So the first thing you're going to ask your child is, which is more, your 8 or your 6? Now, he may be able to tell you just like that, 8 is more than 6. Or you may have to get out some kind of manipulatives and line them up and let him see which is more, 8 items or 6 items. So the next step is once he tells you 8 is more, you're going to put this right here in our equation, 8. And then I'm going to take away 6. And how many am I going to have left? So what we want you to do is we want you to use this number line up here. So have your child find your 8. Now you're going to tell him you're going to go backwards 6 spots. Now, if you have something to put it in, you can have your child do little jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where did we land? On the 2. So he's going to find the number 2 in the white set of cards. Here we go, here we go, here we go. And number 2. And then you're going to have them repeat the equation. 8 minus 6 equals 2. So if I have 8 pennies and I take 6 pennies away, do I have 2? So we've used that number line, and you can also provide them some manipulatives to show that, right? So the more modalities we can engage, the easier and the quicker your child is going to be able to understand that if I have 8 and I take 6 away, I'm going to have 2 left. Now, that is a fun game to play all during the summer. Get them to practice. You can make number lines with chalk outside on the ground, getting them to practice addition and subtraction with it, really. So we're going to show you next one of my favorite literacy activities. I am so excited about our literacy game this time. I think this is one of the most powerful little sheets that you can use as your student is learning how to read and spell words. So it's called the Say It, Move It, Spell It, Write It game. And as you'll see, we've got a little mat that says say it, move it, spell it, write it. You have the directions right here. And then you have a list of CVC words, consonant, vowel, consonant. And that's where you want to really work with your child on completing this and continue to do it over the summer. And I'm going to explain to you as we go through. So first, you're going to say cat. You're going to have your students say cat. Now, listen and make sure your child says it completely, not cat, not at, but cat. Now, the first thing we want that child to be able to do is pull apart those sounds. So let's take a look. If I have the word cat, they would be k, a, t. So pulling apart each of those sounds, that is a huge predictor of being able to later read. So you want them, now we grow up, we're saying cat. We don't pull it apart. So it's co-articulated. So what we want to do is we want to be able to pull those sounds apart and teach your child to pull those sounds apart. So here we go. We're putting one in each place. K, at. Then we're going to come down and we're going to say, okay, k is that first sound. That's a C. Now, your child might be really good and they go, well, so is it a C or a K? Just say, in this word, it's a C. Second sound, ah. Get them to say it, ah. A represents that ah sound. K, a, t. What's that last sound? T. And now you have the word cat. So right here, just write the word cat on the line. So the wonderful thing about this is they're pulling those sounds apart. They're recognizing what letter is going to go with that sound. And then they're writing the word. Now, one thing I'd like for you to caution you, when you're writing your letters, please make sure they're doing it correctly. I'm sure your kindergarten teachers sent home things, but you never want to start at the bottom. So always tell those students to start at the top, if nothing else, if you don't know the exacts on that, because it helps them map everything in their brains correctly. So let's see, we've got say it, move it, spell it, write it. It is fun. Your kids are going to love it. Play it in the car. If you just want them to pull apart sounds, do remember SH, sh, is just one sound. So your child probably has already been exposed to SH and CH and maybe TH. So you need to remember that's not two sounds, that's just one sound. Even if you give them a word with a long vowel sound, for example, cape, ape, that's just three sounds. So it's probably more than you wanted to know. But I think as you play this with your child and as y'all create, you can keep creating games off of this. It's going to be very important for you to know those few little tidbits. Okay, so hopefully we'll see you next year in first grade. And as always, thank you for partnering with Lawrence County Schools as we create proficient readers, writers, and mathematicians. See you next year.